What we wish we knew.
What we wish we knew before going to grad school.
Leave. Broke. Leave now.
It's much more self-directed. 3 units in undergrad is not the same as 3 units in grad school. Honestly, you're gonna kind of be poor.
And sometimes you have to do work that's unpaid or free. We see all of our peers, they're just like making it in their life already and we're still here.
At the end of the day, you're here for a reason. Hello. Alrighty, alright.
Welcome back to
Welcome
another
back to another
Cozy Psych
episode of Cozy Psych. You know what time it is. It's tea time.
It's jammy time.
It's Cozy Psych time. Yeah. For those who are new to our channel, here we are graduate clinical psychology interns entering our last year of grad school. We just passed our comprehensive examination, so we are officially candidates for graduation, and we just need to do our our board exams. Anyway,
Tell me more.
In short, we are psychologists in training, and on this channel, we like talking about fun, everyday
kind of
things, our
Pop
experiences, pop culture,
our
grad
general
school
thoughts and
things, through the lens of therapists in training. And so, and in a way, that's very cozy and comfy. So we're a sort of we're an educationally unserious channel. Wait,
that's a very
serious educational channel.
The phrasing is so eloquent.
Righty.
So for today's session,
So for today's
video
episode, it's like we're entering therapy. Huh?
welcome. Thank you for coming to today's session.
Oh my goodness. So
What would you like to talk about today? Okay,
so for this episode, we are talking about things
what we wish we knew.
what we wish we knew before going to
Into
grad
grad
school.
school.
So if you're thinking about grad school and you're wondering if it's the right decision for you,
It's not. It's broke.
leave now. We weren't just kidding. We just kidding.
Endless.
So, we're just sharing our experiences and, things you might want to consider to,
Before you go into this big investment, because it is an investment.
A big investment. Financially, physically,
Mentally,
socially,
emotionally.
yeah, everything.
Mostly
So-
mentally and financially.
Yeah. And yet, it's also a stepping stone to whatever you want to
Fulfill
do.
your dream of
That's
being a psychologist,
yeah,
maybe.
Psychologist. Although we're talking about grad school in general here. Although, of course, through the lens of our experiences, we are taking counseling psychology, our master's in counseling psychology
Here in the Philippines.
Here in the Philippines, in Ateneo, the Manila University. So I think that's the first time we're saying that. So yeah.
So you know.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what we are doing. This can be applied to general
For anyone else who is thinking of doing grad
who
school.
are going to grad school
In
So,
whatever
yeah.
field you want. So I guess the first one,
Units don't feel the same as in from grad school to compared to undergraduate. Now it's like 3 units in undergrad is not the same as 3 units in grad school.
What do you mean by that, Celina? Is it because of all the dang readings?
It's all of the readings. Like I think you're expected to prepare a lot more before you arrive in class. So
Outside of class.
you're
expected to be even more well informed. They give you a lot of like research journals.
Yeah, it's much more self-directed, and like if like in undergrad you might take a few sessions to tackle one chapter. Like in grad school, you have to do several chapters of like 2 or 3 textbooks in a week.
I also remember like in the early parts of our grad school, like our early classes, we would be the one teaching class actually.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we also teach a lot. I think,
Yeah.
at least in our program, we're
They would make
encouraged to
us-
teach things to our
Our classmates. So essentially we create our own like teaching materials and we're the ones teaching.
We're the
like,
ones
certain-
teaching each other.
Yeah.
But it really helps you like synthesize everything that you're learning, and being able to explain it. It's probably the highest form of knowledge retention and testing.
Yeah.
So yeah, being able to explain something. So
It seems a lot simpler because like we don't have as many classes, but in itself the kind of content that they give you during class to read outside it's a lot.
Yeah. So you just have to be prepared for that when you're looking at the different units, and you're also
Yeah.
considering everything else that's going on in your life. Just, 6 units already feels like a lot, let's just say.
Yeah.
9 units is feels like a full load already.
heavy.
It feels like a
heavy.
full load of undergrad. It feels like 18 to 24 units in undergrad. Yeah.
So although it is more specialized, so that's great. You don't have to mix and mash history and all the other general courses.
Yeah. It's still heavy. It's still heavy.
We do recommend that, especially if you're taking grad courses, right? I think we mentioned it in a previous video. Some things to expect when you go into grad school is you can help each other out, make notes together, right?
Yeah. All right. And our next point in what we wish we knew before going to grad school is, honestly, you're going to kind of be poor. And kind of related to the first point.
What are you talking about, Celina? I'm feeling bougie.
So, look, so depending on your program, you might have to work full time. I mean, you might have to study full time.
Study full time.
And I remember when I was trying, evaluating courses in various countries, like in Australia, in the US, a lot of these programs ask you to be a full-time student. So being in school the whole day. And at least in our program, we're allowed to do it part-time. So you can still sort of have a job. But it gets heavy.
I will say, even if they say part-time, I do think that professors assume we are just doing. We're not really working.
Yeah. So professors, be prepared for professors to assume that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So professors will give you a full load, even if it's part-time. It's a lot.
Be prepared to not really make money for a while. If that's really, if you're going to go into it full time, you might need to save up for it. You might need to, be at a time in your life when you can afford to go to school if you're supporting yourself, or maybe evaluate the financial support available to you. Like, will someone be able to support you? Will you have to support yourself?
I know some people, they work before they get into grad school. They really save up, and that's how they pay through it. Or some people, they work part-time. But I will say, when it comes to focusing on work within your course, sometimes it's building experience. Not really your financial stability.
It's really, and we'll get to that later, but you have to really want to be in grad school to stay in grad school. Anyway, our next point is what we wish you knew. Be prepared to do a lot of unpaid work.
As I said earlier, sometimes when you're doing work that's connected to your current course, don't expect to build your financial stability, because at that point you don't really have the credentials, you don't really have the degree yet to be able to work seriously in that profession. So you're just building experience, and sometimes you have to do work that's unpaid or free, just to say that you did this work in your CV.
So so it's really out of service and out of the desire to learn, out of the desire to know your field and to contribute to your field. If you don't really have that type of mentality or attitude going into this, then maybe grad school isn't for you. Because you do need a lot of experience in order to be able to become a professional, especially becoming a therapist. Oftentimes, you might need to do unpaid internships, things like that. Although, of course, as much as possible, you can try to find an internship that will compensate you in some way, because that's
quite rare.
At least in our country.
Quite rare. In our specific context, it's a bit hard. So at the moment, you can't really expect to earn much from it.
Yeah. So just be prepared to do that. But if you really want it, then
go for it.
You're gonna, next one is you might feel stuck. Behind. You might feel left behind, especially when you start comparing yourself to other people, your peers who are achieving financial milestones, buying houses, getting married, making babies, and you feel like you're stuck in grad school, whether you're in med school. You will be in a place where you're still studying, you're still building up your credentials, the skills that you need to be in a higher level sort of job or higher level what's that, credential, I guess.
So I think that's a feeling that a lot of us felt at some point in grad school, where we see all of our peers, they're just making it in their life already, and we're still here doing unpaid work, right? So that's normal, and that's something that you probably should expect when coming into grad school. If you can find work that will make you feel financially stable while studying, then good for you. I'm so happy for you. Go for it.
Next one is build a community or a support system. It's very important. We go over this in our previous video. We'll link it up there. But it's really important to
work together.
Get to know your classmates, get to know your batchmates.
Because in the end, you're all working towards the same profession. And in the end, after you graduate, you need each other. You need to support each other. You learn from each other. So you can build that even before you get to your profession. You can build that in grad school.
Yeah.
That's something you should
Exactly. Yeah. For both academic, like you guys can do study groups, share each other's notes, and
work on notes together even. Build like a whole library of notes.
Yeah, exactly. And after, as the networking, those relationships are integral to, expanding your professional reach.
Yeah.
And lastly is having a strong why or purpose. Because, as we said, right, grad school is really, really hard. It can be. It's very challenging. You're going to feel left behind. You're going to feel poor. But at the end of the day, you're here for a reason. And there's no,
better motivation. And to push you through all the hard times, because there are going to be hard times. So you have to go back to your reason. Why are you here? What did you choose this for?
Right? Yeah, you have to really self-reflect. Is this something that is aligned with your values and what you want to do, what you see yourself doing in the long term? And if it doesn't work out, that's all right. That's fine.
Sometimes you won't feel like you want to be here or to take grad school. And that's okay. We've all felt that. So that's why you need your why. You will ground back to your why. And
throughout all of the hardships.
Yeah, throughout all the hardships.
You're not going to want to do it every single time. There will be times when you
just want to lie down and not do anything, and that's fine.
Yeah, and you want to make more money, but that's just
that has happened.
Yeah,
that's totally fine.
Yeah. So we hope these tips have helped you, and
if you want to go into grad school and you found your why, then happy for you.
And if you're still trying to find things out, and you're watching videos like this, that's great too. So that's all we have for today. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Have a cozy day ahead.
Bye.